Hi guys, welcome back to Comic Book Corner. I'm your host Gear Up 260, and I was expecting to unbox some magazines right now, and I'm surprised to see more comic books coming out. So I guess we're gonna have to wait a little longer for those magazines to come back from CGC. Here we have Amazing Spider-Man 33. This is the 1 in 100 variant that I picked up again from Comic Legion at one of their Monday night shows. They do a live YouTube show every Monday night featuring some new books that are coming out that coming Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, and they also have older books that that they feature. It could be Bronze Age, Copper Age, even some Silver Age sometimes, but they also have these ratio variants. So it's always fun to tune in and see what they have, because you never know what you can pick up at a bargain. I believe these were in the $20 to $30 range. So I ended up getting some of them, either to keep for myself because I collect Amazing Spider-Man, or to grade and resell. So since there was multiple copies available, I was claiming them all because they were just priced so well, and they all turned out to be great, high grade copies, with the exception of one or two that I didn't end up grading. So guys, I highly recommend tuning in Monday nights. Next we have one of these oldies from 1986. This was actually from my PC, and I decided to have it graded because it's a first printing and I knew that it would grade high, and I'm really happy that I got a 9.6 on that. Can't complain, man. Can't complain. Next, oh yeah, man, these are I think this whole submission might be all my books. We will see. So far, so good. Oh no, there are some books for other people, I just noticed. So here we have another book that I've been holding on to for, let's say, the past 30 years. I picked this up in a collection of books back in I would say 1999. So 10 years after the book was printed, I picked up a collection and this was in there, and lo and behold, it comes back a 9.8. That's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Next book we have is another Batman Adventures 12 that also got a 9.6. Now this book has an interesting story as well, because it was sent in to CGC, but before we did that, I gave it to a friend of mine who actually was able to remove some of the water stains that were on this book. And the stain actually went through the book completely, and he used some techniques to remove that water stain, and it went undetected by CGC. And there we go, another beautiful Blue Label 9.6, which would have otherwise been hard to even attain a 9, considering that the water damage was there. So that's great. Another success story on a beautiful Batman Adventures 12. I am pretty sure that Stefano is going to be extremely happy with that. Next, we have this beautiful Transformers #1 from 1984. Turns out to be a second printing. I don't even know if the owner of the book was aware that his copy was a second printing. So I don't know how rare a second printing is versus a first printing. I don't see too many second printings out there. So pretty cool, pretty cool. 9.0 is still very respectable, near mid minus. Next, we have a book for Richard out in BC. He had originally asked me to just press this and clean it and send it back to him, but I completely forgot and ended up submitting it to CGC. So sorry about that, Richard. Looks like you got a 9.6, man. Still a very cool book to get or to have. It's quite sought after, Not sure why it got, oh yeah, I see why it got a 9.6. I see a tick along the spine. Here we have another book, also for Richard. This one, I don't know why it got a 9.6, to be honest. It should have gotten a 9.8, all things considered. So this one, I agree, is a 9.6. I do see some minor flaws that couldn't be corrected. However, the third printing, this doesn't deserve a 9.6. And I think I'm gonna recommend to Richard to try this one again in hopes of getting back a 9.8 on our second attempt. Next, we have some books for, this isn't for Harry, these are for Jack, actually. Jack gave me a bunch of books also to grade for him. He used to live in Montreal, but now he's married and moved out to BC. So we have some pretty cool Ghost Machine #1s. A few different variant covers. I'm not sure if some of these are ratio variants or just regular variants, but really nice, high quality print. I'm surprised none of them came back a 9.9 actually, because like I said, these are very high quality printed books that usually should be able to attain 9.9s on. I did read Hyde Street, the first 2 issues, and I'm really looking forward to reading the rest because it was actually a very, very good series. All right, what else we got? We have a few books left in this one. Let's get these out of the way. And we'll do the last. There's about 10 books left here. This one graded very low, 8.5. Not sure why. I think there was some scuffing mentioned in the grader's notes. So that's unfortunate. Doesn't happen often where we get a surprise like that with a low grade book. Here we have USA Avengers coming in at a 9.8. Some interesting characters. Very interesting. Then we have The Terrifics. Never heard of this one until Jack gave me a copy to grade for him. So some of his childhood books that he wanted to get back into his personal collection. So there we go. Rye #0. I think that's the first full appearance of Bloodshot. So another good one from the early 90s. Speaking of early 90s, that's a classic. This used to be, I believe, an 9.0 when it was first dropped off by RAF, and now it's a 9.4. I'm very happy to get that grade bump for him. There was a black ink mark here that I tried to clean off as best I could with dry cleaning techniques. It did get much better, but I couldn't remove it 100%. You could still see it. It is in the grader's notes, but it didn't hurt the grade as bad as it did the first time around because it was right through and it was very prominent and completely black all the way across. So really happy with the results on this one, I have to say. I think if that black ink transfer was not present, that book would have probably gotten a 9.8. Just like this beautiful Zerdy Titans #1 Virgin Edition did. Very nice cover. One of my favorites that Zerdy has done. Next, we have Catwoman with the same tattoo variant. Very nice cover, again by Zerdy. He's the one that does those tattoo variants that seem to be quite a hit. It started off, I think, with Harley Quinn, where he did the first one. And then we have Transformers #1. This is the Bird City edition. And quite a beauty with Optimus Prime on the cover. And then we have 2 more books to go. We have this beautiful Power Girl #5. I believe that one is for Nick. And the last few books were all for Nick, including this beautiful Marvel Fanfare #1, featuring a wraparound cover. We got Spider-Man on one side, Daredevil on the other, Frank Miller on the back cover, Chris Claremont story, and we got, who did the front cover? Who was that? Paul Smith and Terry Austin. Art, and it's Michael Golden cover on the front. Very nice, very nice. That's about it, guys. Thank you for joining us for the unboxings of today. Hopefully we will be back again soon with those magazines. I'm gonna have to call up CGC and see what happened, because those were shipped out on Monday. Technically they should have been here by now. All right, guys, we'll see you again very soon.